presentation covers the topic of cyberbullying by Samantha, Sarah, and Ryan. What is cyberbullying? According to StopBullying.gov, the definition of bullying is unwanted, aggressive behavior among school-aged children that involves a real or perceived power imbalance. The behavior is repeated or has the potential to be repeated over time. The definition of cyberbullying is bullying that takes place using electronic technology. Traditional bullying versus cyberbullying. Traditional bullying can be thought of as the school or neighborhood bully. It tends to happen less often in today's age and can potentially be more of a physical form. Bullying can be seen by the public, have repetitive attacks, can lead to more people joining in, and is easier than traditional bullying because face-to-face contact is not necessary. Bullying can create negative, temporary, or lifelong impacts on individuals. Individuals that are bullied commonly experience anxiety, depression, loneliness, low self-esteem, change in eating and sleep patterns, loss of interest in activities, decrease in academic achievement, and many more. Ryan's story. Ryan was a loving, gentle boy. The bullying issue was first noticed when he was in 5th grade. He struggled in speech, language, and motor skills, which led to him being made fun of by other students. He was constantly picked on by a group of students. Eventually, the bullying spread and girls would pretend to like him over instant messaging and then secretly copy and paste things he told them to others. Being 13 and suffering from depression, when Ryan found out, he did not know how to handle this. In 2003, the bullying became so painful that he gave up and committed suicide. The following is a quote by John Halligan, father of Ryan. October 7th, 2003 will always be the day that divides my life. Before that day, my son, Ryan, was alive. A sweet, gentle, and lanky 13-year-old fumbling his way through early adolescence and trying to establish his place in the often confusing and difficult social world of middle school. After that day, my son would be gone forever. A death by suicide. Some would call it bullycide, or even cyberbullycide. I just call it a huge hole in my heart that will never heal. Laws against bullying. Bullying is the term that is used in Illinois anti-bullying laws. These laws cover cyberbullying as well. At present, no federal law directly addresses bullying. In some cases, bullying overlaps with discriminatory harassment, which is covered under federal civil rights laws enforced by the U.S. Department of Education and the U.S. Department of Justice. No matter what label is used, schools are obligated by these laws to address conduct that is either severe, persuasive, or persistent, creates a hostile environment at school, meaning it's sufficiently serious that it interferes with or limits a student's ability to participate in or benefit from the services, activities, or opportunities offered by a school, or is based on a student's race, color, national origin, sex, disability, or religion. A school that fails to respond to harassment of students appropriately based on a protected class may be violating one or more civil rights laws enforced by the Department of Education and the Department of Justice. Title IX and Title IV do not prohibit discrimination based solely on sexual orientation, but they protect all students, including students who are LGBT or perceived to be, from sex-based harassment. Harassment based on sex and sexual orientation are not mutually exclusive. When students are harassed based on their actual or perceived sexual orientation, They may also be subjected to forms of sex discrimination recognized under Title IX. Anyone can report harassment to a school. When a school receives a complaint, they must take immediate and appropriate action to investigate and resolve the situation. The inquiry must be prompt, thorough, and impartial. Targeted students must be interviewed, as well as offending students, witnesses, and maintain written documentation of investigation. When an investigation reveals that harassment has occurred, a school should take steps reasonably calculated to end the harassment, eliminate any hostile environment, prevent harassment from reoccurring, and prevent retaliation against the targeted students or complaints. Appropriate responses will depend on the facts of each case. Schools must be an active participant in responding to harassment and should take reasonable steps when crafting remedies to minimize burdens on the targeted students. Possible responses include the following. The first is to develop, revise, and publicize. Second is to implement training for staff and administration on identifying and addressing harassment. The third is to provide monitors or additional adult supervision in areas where harassment occurs. The fourth is to determine consequences and services for harassers, including whether discipline is appropriate. The fifth is to limit interactions between harassers and targets. The sixth is to provide harassed students an additional opportunity to obtain a benefit that was denied, for example, retaking a test or a class. The seventh is to provide services to a student who was denied a benefit, for example, academic support services. The Community Relations Service takes care of conflicts and tensions arising from differences of race, color, and national origin, and to prevent and respond to violent hate crimes committed on the basis of gender, gender identity, sexual orientation, religion, disability, race, color, and national origin. It is a free, impartial, confidential, and voluntary federal agency that offers mediation, conciliation, technical assistance, and training. For more information on cyberbullying, please search one of the links posted below. Thank you.